show you this. I just picked this up direct from Mexico. Ring Warriors Mexico on Etsy makes these amazing Lucha masks. Look at that. So I got this one here with the tiger. You can see, of course, the fur on the side, the stripes here, everything. The white looks like fangs. You have a little red jewel here. So I wanted to go through and look today at some of their other luchador masks. This isn't any sort of paid advertisement or anything, but genuinely, this is one of the best Etsy purchases I've ever made. And if you're somebody that has looked on buying anything on Etsy over the last few years, I used to be a quite regular buyer of things on there. But over the last handful of years, a lot of the shops, instead of being handmade goods, are drop-shipped AliExpress Chinese goods. So nowadays, what I often do is if I find a product I like on Etsy, I'll search it up on AliExpress. And often, not always, but often, I find it for a tenth of the price that they're charging on Etsy. And I tried to do that with this mask. I looked on AliExpress, I looked on DHgate, I looked on everywhere. And I couldn't find this mask or any of the other masks on any of those websites. I couldn't find it anywhere. So, from what I can tell, this is 100% authentic and handmade. You have this cool little fabric flap in the back. So I'm going to throw it on. I can't wear my glasses with it, unfortunately. So I'm partially blind at the moment, especially in my left eye. It's somewhat gonna be muffled sounding, I assume. Let me tighten the mask. This is as close as it's gonna get, I think. But it's actually pretty comfortable. It's a very breathable material. It fits my head well. I think it looks really nice. I still have peripheral vision. It's not, and it breathes well. It's a little bit like this. If this could go up here a little bit, if that's the only thing, but this wasn't made to measure. It's one size fits all. So I thought it would be cool if we went through some of this person's stuff and we looked at some of these different masks. And I'll give my opinion on them, and they're all actually extremely affordable. This was less than $50 US. I think this was like 42. I think this was $42 US for this mask. And like I said, from what I can tell, this seems handmade. Which is a fantastic value. Shipped directly from Mexico. You don't get any up-to-date tracking information with it. That's one thing. And has quite a long lead time, like up to 2 months delivery. I got mine in about 5 weeks, I think, though. So coming all the way from Mexico, that's not bad. But like I said, this is not a paid promotion. It's just, I know that I've been talking about some wrestling on here. I have some wrestling fans that are watching this. Or just if you're interested in this sort of thing in general, maybe a Halloween costume or something. But this is just a small business that's making a really good product at a good price. And I thought it'd be a really good idea to make people more aware of that. So let's take a look at that now. Alright, so here's their page. It is Ring Warriors Mexico, as you can see. And they have 5 stars with 16,993 sales. So I don't know, surely they do not need my help whatsoever. They're doing a great job, but this was just sort of an excuse for me to talk about these things and take a look at them with you guys. At the moment, they have 1,524 masks up for sale. And let's take a look at some of these here. So there's this first one. Handmade Generico mask, wrestling mask. So, from what I think this is El Generico's mask. Obviously Sami Zayn's old persona. Look at that, you have the exclamation on the side. The white fabric at the back. Let's read the item description. Mexican wrestling mask, Lucha Libre Mexicana. Please be advised, is a handmade item. Mask adult size, one size fit most. Kids to adults. The mask is made with stretchable material, handmade in Mexico. Fits your face perfectly, looks awesome. Mask is a Mexican craftsmanship handmade. We are based in Mexico City, USA. Free shipping takes 25 to 35 days. Worldwide economic shipping takes 28 to 38 days. Sometimes it's faster, but depends on customs. If you're in a hurry, please contact us. We can use faster shipping options. We do not recommend it because they cost more than the mask itself. Yeah, free shipping to, Australia is literally the other side of the planet from Mexico, and it got to me. Like, that's just insane. Insane customer service. And these prices are in AUD, so adjust accordingly to the US dollar. But this is just 69 Australian dollars and 35 cents. The one that really caught my eye here was this Phoenix one, $74.31. You have this sort of black rainbowy material on the base of the mask itself. This part, the orange part on my mask. Now, what it seems like to me is that they have whatever this base layer is, they probably have a bunch of these in different styles. Because, like, obviously mine has this part that goes under the chin, but this one we're looking at right now has the open chin. It looks like there's a Velcro strap that goes under instead. So I feel like they probably have a template or a pattern, or they buy from a local supplier or something. These base layers of these in different colors, and then they add the little accoutrements on top. So like the jewel here, the teeth, the fur, all that is just added or stitched on top of that. So I feel like that's what's happening here. But I think this looks fantastic. You have the cross there, you have these really big they look like flames almost that come off the side. Again, the Velcro strap on the bottom to go under the chin. This one isn't Velcro, this one's always in place there. That's a really nice one, I like that a lot. But like I said, I wasn't sure what to expect getting this in. But I'm probably gonna of these. Obviously a different style, but I definitely want to buy another one of these masks. They're super cool. Handmade Pentagon wrestling mask. And this one obviously you can see is a Mortal Kombat style. You have the Mortal Kombat logo there, the yellow to kind of look like Scorpion. You have the dragon there on the side. But the mask style looks like Pentagon or Penta's mask style. You even have the skull here on the mannequin head. I think that's a really, really cool look, and you have the really big black sequins on the mask part. But this one's obviously much more expensive, 123 Australian dollars and 84 cents. Oh, we just had the Super Bowl, so for any of you Eagles fans out there, look at this. You have the green mask, and this one actually has metal button clasps on it. So it's not a Velcro, and it's not a regular one, but it actually has metal buttons, and you have the big eagle head on the side. You have the star there, this sort of rainbowy material, that rainbow material's on the eagle as well. You have the green. I know the Super Bowl parade is coming past, but imagine like wearing this thing to the Super Bowl parade. This looks great if you're an Eagles fan. 97.42 AUD, but probably about 60 USD, maybe a little bit less. Sure, if you're an Eagles fan, to get this to watch the games next year. I like that one a lot. See this type here, I think this is meant to be Nacho Libre's mask. Yeah, handmade Nacho mask. The Jack Black movie. I was never really a fan of that movie. But to another extent, like this type of luchador mask here, I know this is like the classic Once Upon a Time. This is like what they all looked like in some of the most famous wrestlers, like the Blue Demon. They wore this sort of mask, which is very plain. For me personally, I don't really like the look. I like having a little bit extra going on with it, so I would not personally purchase one like that. Let's see if we can find one that's really cool. This is Kendo mask, so it has like a Japanese theme. It almost looks like Ultraman a little bit. If you look at the profile here, it kind of looks like Ultraman. You have like the Japanese flag there, kind of almost looks like a headband. And then you have the same sort of closing that mine has. That's a really interesting one, actually. I quite like that. 69.35. Let's see. This one has Puma ears on it. I want to see one that's like really out there. Francisco. Oh, I think this is like the George Kittle, because I know George Kittle is a big wrestling fan, and him and Penta have done a bunch of stuff together. And you have 85 there. Yeah, I think this is like the George Kittle mask that he wears all the time, and that's a really cool. So if you're a 49ers fan, this would be the one for you to grab. 85, 87 for that one. Oh, look at this. This is the samurai mask. This has a lot going on. This has like this whole front bit here that hangs down in front of your mouth. I don't know how I feel about having this rainbow reflector around the eyes. I feel like that should be maybe more red or black or something. I'm not sure. That's a really cool mask for 82.56. Oh, okay, so this one looks like Carnage or Venom from Spider-Man. You have the red eyes there, which makes me think Carnage, and instead of the sequins like we've seen to this point, this one almost has like lizard scales or dragon scales on it. And you have the big, like, fanged smile there on the mouth, very over dramatic there, and you can still breathe out over the top of it. And I imagine underneath, yeah, it looks like it's open under there, so you should be able to breathe to a certain extent, but this does not have any sort of closure like mine has the ties on the back. So depending on how big or small your head is, it could be quite tight. I just think all this is so cool. Ooh. If you're a Club America fan, Liga MX, you have the Club America mask. This almost looks like an Egyptian pharaoh type pattern. I don't know, kind of reminds me of that a little bit, but that's really cool. 8091. You know, even before I started watching wrestling, like that I have been recently, I always really liked the masked wrestler thing. I know Japan has a lot of them. Mexican luchadors, obviously, a very rich history of that. But growing up, I always loved Rey Mysterio. Now Penta is like my favorite guy in the WWE. I know Japan has had a number of like Tiger Mask. Now this obviously isn't the Tiger Mask. Like Jushin Thunder Liger, is that his name? And then of course you have like Lucha Underground, CMLL, AAA, like so many. Templario right now, I really love his mask design. Look at this, you have an Anubis mask. So even if I wasn't like getting into wrestling like I have been over this last year, this is probably still the sort of thing that I would buy. And I think it's really cool that this person is able to offer like such a niche product at such a good price, like in good quality. Here's another Club America mask. This is sort of like a Rey Mysterio style mask. With the eagles coming down the side, you have the metal clasps. Oh, and the big Club America logo there. That's really cool. I'm sure in Mexico there's a number of fans going to games wearing similar things like that. Oh, this looks really cool. 7431, this all gold. I believe this is Mystico's mask. But I really like this gold look, the reflective gold there. Everything on top, from what I understand, Mystico is like one of the goats currently in Mexican wrestling. I think he's with CMLL, I believe. Might be a AAA, one of the two, but I think CMLL. I really like that gold color. Here is a Rey Mysterio style mask. You have the big gold cross on the front, the gold eagle on the side, but everything else is black with that sort of rainbowy reflective material. This one would look really cool. And this kid, actually, he's wearing it there. You can see it fits in pretty well. So this fits adults and children as well. There's a Kansas City Chiefs ones. Obviously they just lost, but if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, Rey Mysterio style mask with the Chiefs logo there. Pretty simple mask though, you don't even have the sequins on it, it's just a regular type of fabric. And it's really expensive, $118.89. Not sure why this one is costing this much when seemingly there's not as much going into it, but I don't know, maybe it's getting that Kansas City logo or whatever it was. Oh, this one's called Blasphemous. You have a crown of thorns across the top, obviously. Yeah, very interesting, especially, being in Mexico. Such a Catholic That's really cool. I've always thought Spawn had a really cool design. I love how you have the green eyes there. That's nice. Like this would make a good Halloween costume. This one here, because this looks really close to what Spawn's mask looks like. Skull. Now this is interesting. 156, but there's a ton going on here. So obviously you can see the eye holes here and the nose holes there, but that's all meshed over. So like you can actually see your eyes, and then there's fake eyes up here. And you can see there's like these little gem rock things where it wants you to look like the eyes there. So your head is like inside this giant mouth. That is a really, really cool look. That's really cool. Obviously a lot of money, but this one is called a ninja mask. Kind of reminds me of like a Power Rangers mask a little bit. The whole front of it is basically completely mesh. Now personally, I don't think I'd like that as much, because what I like about this mask is with how breathable it is and feels, it's very open. It doesn't really feel like I have something on my face. Like I could wear this for probably a number of hours at a time and I'd feel comfortable, other than the fact that I can't wear my glasses, so I can't really see that well. But with a mask like that, with the full mesh front, I feel like I would start to feel quite claustrophobic. That's just me. Let's take a look at one more now. Let's try and find a really cool one to finish out on here. Bunch more Mystico masks and old school, like Rey Mysterio debut mask. Another Spawn mask. There's another Eagles mask in white. Let's take a look at this one here. This is another tiger mask, but this is very intricate. You see, you have these gold mesh eye panels here, gold mesh mouth. You have these gems here over the ears. This sort of material added here to look like a tiger's ear. Now, personally, I don't really like the way it's styled. It's like a bit too busy for my taste. Like there's too much going on. However, I think it's a cool, like the way it's just an interesting concept. Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so very much for watching. If you're in need of, for whatever reason, not that you would be, a Mexican wrestling mask, take a look at Rim Warriors Mexico. Like I said, I just received this in the mail and I was super impressed, and it gives you an excuse to talk about something cool here. And I look like a tiger. I'm definitely at some point gonna use this for an ASMR roleplay video, so that'll be coming out at some point. And it's just fun to wear it, you know. Scare your wife, hide in the closet, jump out wearing a mask like this. Do it at your own peril, you know. Anyways, thank you guys so very much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this every single week. Till next time, guys. Bye bye.